Throughout history, the Jewish people have demonstrated resilience and strength, building thriving communities in nearly every corner of the globe. From ancient Babylon to modern metropolises, their contributions to art, science, trade, and culture have been undeniable. But not every chapter of this story is marked by harmony and coexistence. For centuries, Jewish communities in certain nations have faced displacement, persecution, and erasure, victims of deeply ingrained prejudices, political strife, and violent conflicts. In this video, we'll explore the histories, hardships, and harsh realities that have shaped life for Jewish communities in 10 countries, places where being Jewish has meant enduring relentless challenges or being forced to leave altogether. This isn't just a history lesson, it's a reflection on the enduring struggles of a people and the importance of tolerance, acceptance, and learning from the past. Join us as we take an in-depth journey to understand why these countries have become some of the least welcoming places for Jewish communities.
Let's start with Yemen, a nation where Jewish roots go back over 2,500 years. Jewish tribes were prominent long before the rise of Islam. They played significant roles in trade, crafts, and religious scholarship. But the challenges began in the 19th century with oppressive policies like the Orphans Decree, which mandated that Jewish orphans be converted to Islam. Over time, these challenges compounded with political shifts, economic decline, and rising anti-Semitism. The creation of Israel in 1948 marked a turning point. Hostility towards Jews intensified, fueled by regional conflict. Between 1949 and 1950, the majority of Yemeni Jews were airlifted to Israel in Operation Magic Carpet, leaving only a handful of families behind. Today, Yemen's once thriving Jewish community is almost extinct. Civil war and extremism have rendered the country perilous for its remaining Jews. Visualize this: a small enclave in Sana'a, heavily guarded yet under constant threat, is all that remains of a culture that thrived for millennia. Syria's Jewish history stretches back nearly 2,000 years, with Damascus and Aleppo serving as significant centers of Jewish life. During the Golden Age of Syria, Jewish merchants and scholars thrived, contributing to its rich tapestry of culture. The situation changed dramatically in the mid-20th century. The 1948 establishment of Israel led to an anti-Semitic backlash across the Arab world. In Syria, Jews were restricted from traveling, their businesses were confiscated, and synagogues were desecrated. One of the most heart-wrenching stories comes from the Aleppo Codex, an ancient Jewish manuscript written in the 10th century, during riots in the 1940s. Much of this priceless text was damaged, symbolizing the erasure of Jewish heritage in Syria. By the 1970s, most Syrian Jews had fled the country. Today, fewer than 20 Jews live in Syria, their presence almost completely erased from public view. The Great Synagogue of Aleppo, once a spiritual and communal hub, lies in ruins, silent, yet heavy with history. Few nations can rival Iraq in its ancient Jewish roots. Jewish life in Iraq began during the Babylonian exile in 586 BCE. By the 20th century, Baghdad was home to tens of thousands of Jews, forming one-third of its population. They were writers, scholars, merchants, and financiers who deeply influenced Iraqi society. However, political events devastated this thriving community. In 1941, the Farhud pogrom erupted in Baghdad, killing over 180 Jews and injuring hundreds. This marked the beginning of the end for Iraqi Jewry. Between 1948 and 1951, Operation Ezra and Nehemiah saw over 120,000 Jews airlifted to Israel under dangerous conditions. Homes were abandoned, businesses lost, and centuries-old synagogues left empty. In the 20th century, Lebanon was unique in the Middle East, a rare country where Jews coexisted relatively peacefully with Christians and Muslims. By the 1940s, around 20,000 Jews lived in Lebanon, primarily in Beirut. Their fortunes changed with the formation of Israel and subsequent Arab-Israeli wars. Rising anti-Semitism in the Lebanese Civil War drove nearly all Lebanese Jews abroad. Efforts to restore Jewish landmarks like the Magen Abraham Synagogue highlight the contrast between Lebanon's inclusive past and its hostile present. Today, the Jewish community in Lebanon is estimated at less than 100 individuals. Many choose to remain anonymous, their cultural and religious practices kept private due to safety concerns. Saudi Arabia's stance on Judaism is among the most rigid in the world. For centuries, Jewish tribes existed in the Arabian Peninsula but were expelled or marginalized during the early days of Islam. Today, no official Jewish community exists in Saudi Arabia. Public practice of Judaism is banned, and visitors from Israel are prohibited. While some quiet changes like Saudi Arabia's growing ties with Israel indicate a shift, the kingdom remained staunchly unwelcoming.
The stories of these O5 countries are not just tales of loss, but also reminders of resilience, survival, and the profound importance of preserving history. They shed light on the need to confront prejudice, embrace diversity, and foster understanding in a world that still struggles with intolerance. History teaches us many lessons, but it's up to us to learn from them. By acknowledging the past and addressing the challenges of the present, we can pave the way for a more inclusive and accepting future where no culture or community feels unwelcome in any corner of the globe. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If this video inspired you or made you think, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to discover Top 5 for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. What did you find most surprising or thought-provoking? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, take care and stay curious.